Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing well. So today is 29 October and we are going to today this is a new daily topic discussion video. So today we are discussing again sociology and unit number 3 research method and analysis. With me my roommate is here. So let's start the discussion. So first topic for you is the research method and research design.
Okay, friends. So in research method and analysis. So suppose why we need research method? What is research method? Suppose I have to know about the population figure of a country. Then I have to do survey. On the other side, if I have to know, I want to know about the status of women in a particular family, then survey is not as useful as compared to observation, participant observation. So these are different type of method which are used in research. Okay, so in this unit we will learn about qualitative and quantitative research method, and after that techniques of data collection. While doing research we need technique to data collection. Then in research there are some basic concepts like variables, sampling, hypothesis, and reliability and validity. These are some terms related to research. Okay, so in qualitative and research are mainly of three types: QMP, qualitative, quantitative, macro, micro, and based on the primary data or secondary data. And first two are based on the qualitative and quantitative research based on the micro and macro. D first is based on data nature.
No, don't need to rot it. Okay. It's like QMP. The qualitative and quantitative research based on the data.
Nature of the
micro
data.
and macro research based on the scope of the
Based on the
research.
scope of the
And
research.
primary and secondary source of data.
Okay.
And again, one thing I also like to improve here. Why do we need this whole unit research method analysis? Because just like each discipline, whether it's a political science, a country, economy, anything, each discipline is run by certain law and rules. Certain law and rules. And those law and rules formed by after doing some research methods.
Yes.
And after doing some research, getting some hypothesis and theory building, then those laws and rules are formed.
Yes.
In each discipline.
Yes.
So similarly in sociology, in order to make sociology a universal, empiricism, objectivity, scientific theories, so there is need some laws and rules. In order to formulate those laws and rules, we need to do research. And doing that research, we require research methods.
Okay.
Earlier, you know this thing?
No.
You know.
Earlier, thank you for telling me. Yes.
Because why do we need research method in sociology at all?
Yes.
That's why. Okay. So let's start your system.
Okay. So in research method, research then there are some steps like choice of topic, collection of facts, interpretation of fact, theory building, then testing. After testing, if it is correct, if it is valid on the test, then it can be proceed as a theory. Okay, so in research there are mainly four type of, though there are many type of research method, but research design, but there are four type of, like exploratory research design, descriptive research design, experimental research design, and comparative research design. Okay, and first example is PLC, है ना, survey of existing literature, survey of experienced individual, and these are its example.
And what is this exploratory?
If I will explain, then really it will consume lot of time.
So try to explain first, give the framework, and then explain in minute details, very fast way also.
Okay.
Because the concept will be clear in your mind. Because exploratory design is a very single line. Each thing is very in single line. We can explain to other. Exploratory, like at very initial stages, to explore the things, to big problems, chunk it down to small things.
I understand. Okay, so PLC, like a survey of existing literature, survey of experienced individual, and case studies, analysis of case study. And second examples are it is used by R, यानी कि Radcliffe Brown. He was a participant observation, descriptive research design. He was a participant observation, and yes, like longitudinal research design, panel research design, and cross-section research design. Okay, and third is experimental research design. Mayo in his Hawthorne studies, he changed the variable and he did experimental research design. And after that we came to cross-section research design, which is used by Durkheim in his theory of suicide. And difference between cross-section and experimental is that in cross-section na we study, we change, those are the variable which has already done or which are in present. But in experimental research design, there are those variable which we can control, which we can change, just like Mayo change light availability or different parameter to observe the experiment. But in Durkheim use suicide data which has already done in the past. Okay.
To which difference are you telling about? Difference between the descriptive research design and experimental?
Different between experimental research design and comparative research
But you use the word cross-sectional.
Cross-section?
Yeah. Difference between experimental and cross-section.
I use wrong word, sorry. Thank you for correcting me. And after this, wait.
Why?
Wait a second. After this, we came to qualitative and quantitative method.
Okay.
Qualitative and quantitative method. And first is
you want to explain the whole unit?
No, only for 5 minutes. Whatever I can explain.
No. Only one topic at a time. 5 minutes you can explain in detail only one topic. 5 minutes is for myself.
Okay.
Till yesterday we are discussing 2 topics. From today onwards we can discuss 2 topics, 4 topics.
Whatever I have discussed, you will not discuss those things. You will try to enrich this discussion so the viewers can.
I am not going to discuss the same thing. Who said?
Yes. Okay.
Do you know the pattern of discussion? 5 minutes is your, 5 minutes is mine. 5 minutes for you, one topic. The 5 minutes for me, another topic.
Okay.
Earlier, you know this thing.
Wait a second.
Okay.
So, yes, exploratory research design is used at
Okay, your time
initial
is
phase
over.
and descriptive, on which already some research has done. A more detailed description is needed, and experimental research design is used when we have control.
How do we use experimental research design? How does it take place?
It takes place by observation. By observation and with the help of variables, changing the variables.
Changing the input to see the impact on changing the output. What input like behavior, variables, different conditions in which the subjects are reacting. Okay. So now it's my turn. The next topic for me will be.
What is next topic?
Quantitative and qualitative technique. Huh?
Okay. Nah. Quantitative and qualitative.
We are moving here. Are you?
Okay.
Why? Do you know the pattern of discussion or not? You know now one by one topic. Yes. Today we are now because initially we are just dealing with two topics. Initially one two. So very soon we are going to discuss all the topics. Okay. When our speed is gradually increasing, just like today you have done significant improvement. So now we can do improve further. Okay. So quantitative and qualitative method. These are technique of data collections. First of all, these are the research method. So these are research method. Research method to gather the data, and when we use quantitative, when we use qualitative, it depends on the what kind of data we need for our research. For example, if someone asks about number of joint and nuclear family, then here we need quantitative technique of data collection, quantitative technique to do survey, sampling, these kind of thing. But if someone asks the status of woman in joint family and nuclear family, then here we need a qualitative approach like participant observation and some field study, some unstructured interviews. So that's the difference between quantitative and qualitative technique of data collection. Now basically in quantitative and qualitative there's a graph. Quantitative, when the number of participants increase, then it's quantity increase, but the degree to which interaction and subjectiveness increase, interview, interaction, then it's quality increase. So triangulation is something which is mid method, mix of both. Above is that structured interview, then sampling, survey, census. This is quantitatively increase, and qualitatively is like unstructured interview, participant observation, field study. These are qualitatively. Now quantitative technique. First of all, the scholars will be like positivist, functionalist, and Durkheim, and is like I'm just telling the frameworks. On the positive side of quantitative,
OVR, MR, or SNO.
Yeah, I'm telling
you. Are not evaluating. What are you telling?
Are you kidding or you are serious?
Kidding.
Then yeah, what are the positive side and negative side of quantitative? OVR and BR, and that negative side is like SNO. And its definition is that or PFD, positive functional development. Its definition is quantitative technique is a systematic scientific investigation of systematic scientific. It is a method of systematic scientific investigation of collecting quantitative properties of a given phenomena to develop different kind of theories and results. For example, Durkheim's theory of suicide use suicide reports from the police stations and the earlier because sociology is scientific discipline, the positivist scholars and functionalists use a quantitative technique because they want to increase the objectivity, they want to make universal theory, they want to make empiricism, they want to bring more objectivity to this discipline because they want to do the welfare, they are comparing it with the natural science. And so similarly like natural science they are using these methods. And its exam benefits are higher objectivity, validity, reliability, less user bias, easy to measurement data, and MBR. What R stand for? Less user bias, and
Validity, reliability.
OVR, MBR, second R.
Yeah,
Easy to measurement and less risk associated with it. Now its disadvantage is like when the subject is large, or when there is a large number of element population, then its cost to increase. It is difficult to do quantitative method there, and it is not able to observe non-observable attributes, not able to collect data on that. For example, how the question is asked and in what way, what logics used by the respondent to reply to those questions. These key elements are missing. Now, qualitative technique, it is a analysis interpretation of the it is a analysis examining and analyzing of the underlying concept and meaning. The analysis of the
Analysis, examination, and interpretation of the underlying patterns to get the meanings, values associated with.
examination, analysis, interpretation of the observation of the underlying of the
चल ठीक
pattern to
कोई बात नहीं,
develop
देख लेना.
developing underlying meaning and is for the systematic scope पता नहीं है ना. तो qualitative technique basically is based on the subjective nature to interaction. And so qualitative the non-positivist scholar they said that because human being is a consciousness, have consciousness, human have consciousness, and these quantitative technique are not sufficient to gather data from him है ना, to decode his mind, because there is some subjectivity is needed. So that's why they move to this non-positivist approach, qualitative methods. Weber used interpretative approach. Similarly, Mead used symbolic. Mead or Herbert Blumer used his name is Herbert Blumer.
Mead and
Herbert Blumer, and he used symbolic interactionism. Similarly, in Indian case study, several field study used by the M.N. Srinivasasya Dubey, etc. So there are certain advantage of this CCFW. For example, it is cheaper for a smaller sample, and data collection is feasible, flexible, wider scope of the research, and cheaper हो गया और ये wider हो गया. And it's something disadvantage is there कि it requires trained investigator. Second, expertise is required and difficult for the large sample. Sample is large and it is difficult, and for the higher subjectivity. And another point is triangulation, which is a mix of both properties. And triangular method developed by the Norman Cadenian. Similarly, sociology developed by Michael Mann. And some example of this content and analysis semi-structured interview, which is a mix of both. And the triangulation is 4-part: data triangulation, investigator triangulation, and theory triangulation, method triangulation. Investigator triangulation and multiple investigation, theory triangle, multiple theory.
I think time's up.
Multiple.
Very nicely you discussed, very nicely you have explained. Okay, so but at some points, most of the points you were explaining same thing 2 times. One time you explain, second small line you just conclude that what you said, and this happened, this, I mean, this is its disadvantage. But in exam answer writing we generally write only in one line, we don't conclude by one small line ki this means this ऐसे करके, है ना. एक तो this, and second thing is definitions. Definition should be on tip, because at the starting of the answer we are expected to write definition. Okay, and other thing, concept clarity and keywords you have. So these 2 things need to work. Okay. Just like I concluded with this line, so these 2 things you need to work. I mean, so these are extra line which were added by you, है ना. If you suppose if you are not saying these extra line, then you can uh, talk about other topics also. And it is not just you, it is me also. Same thing applicable on me also.
Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned with IS Yatri for further discussions videos. And Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.